Greetings, adventurers. Welcome to 0 to 6E Homagebrew Factotum's D&D solo campaign. This is an experiment of sorts. I'm trying some new things out here. We'll see how this goes. We have a time limit on what we can post on YouTube, so we'll see if we can work around some of that. So the idea, start this campaign with OD&D. So I'm rolling up a set of characters. I've got 4 that I've started to. I sort of rolled some of the stats to begin with, but I've left some space for some more of this going forward. So let's just do some adjustments here. There. Let's get out of the middle of the way so that we're not blocking visibility and see what we can do here. So we've got our first character that we rolled up. Second character. Third character. So these were rolled with 3d6 in order. So there were a couple of drops that were non-functional characters, but overall this is what we got for our characters. And so I wanted to do a spread of types for demonstration of OD&D's character types. So we've got Galen, human, based on their stats and based on what everybody else has to be. Clerics seem to be enough of a diversity from the rest of them, because what we've got next with the character of Thailand is an elf, and elves can be fighters or mages and switch during the course of the game. Not in a single session, but between sessions they can switch between fighter and mage. So that's our magic user. Gunir is a dwarf. Dwarves can only be fighters in the original OD&D. And then Brahm is our halfling, and he can only be a fighter according to the rules of original OD&D. Now this is before we get into the rule set for Greyhawk supplement, which introduces the thief class. So there is no thief class yet for where we're starting from. So we've got our 4 characters. Oh. So Galen, hit point for a cleric is 1d6. I rolled a 6. You're just gonna have to believe me, guys. I'm serious here. I can't seem to rig up everything just right just yet. But 3d6 for the gold pieces. 5, 3, and 1. It's 9. Now we'll go through the rest of them to do the same thing. So 1d6 for hit points. Talen's not long for this world. Whew. That's a short-lived mage. Slash fighter. 4, 2, 2, 1. So 5 gold. A poor. Oh, that would almost be doing too much bonus for poor Talon. Talon's not going to survive this. One hit point. Good Lord. Okay, Gunner. Fighting Man is 1d6 plus 1. 3, so he gets 4. Wow, our cleric is coming out on top on all the score there. And gold. Three, 1, 1. Five gold. This is not the easiest way to shoot this. I didn't realize this was going to be that tricky. We got a 15-minute time cap on where we're going with this tonight. Brahm the halfling gets. Oh, he's a fighter. He gets a +1. So he gets 1 + 1. He gets 2 whopping hit points. Five, 1, 2. So he gets 8 gold. Gunner's a fighter too, so he should get a +1 on his. If I did this wrong, I will fix it before the next episode. Before we start playing, I will watch the rewatch. So that's our starting characters. I will stock them with supplies on the way to the next episode. I'm not an inventory kind of character, so we'll see. We've got Brahm with 2 hit points as a fighter. We've got Gunner with 5 as a fighter. Talon, our mage / fighter, is 1 whopping hit point. I think with the fighter range you can get 2, but. And then Galen with the 6 hit points. I think that's going to be our lead character that we follow further. The human character with all the gold and all the hit points. Alright, so that's what we're doing for the character layout. Now, what setting are we going to be using? Comes down to a question of can we do this? I've got some tiles that I have 8 of them, and I will pick 7 of them for a randomly generated land. This land will be called the hex lands. So the first one we get is mostly woodlands. The second one we get is partial swamp, partial plains, partial woodlands. So we slot these in here. So our starting location is the city. Here I will where do we do this? I gotta turn my lights on. So we've got waterways, the starting location, swampland here, got some plains, grasslands, woodlands, some grasslands, and then we've got the mountainous ranges here. So that's our starting positions. Ooh, the middle of our range here is the desert space. And then it's taken out some of the green of the woodlands. And the hexed lands will have mountains to the north, and water or sea to the south, and desert in the middle. What do we got up in the other top? So we've got woodlands, plains. That's a pretty good arrangement for our setup there. I wish my green screen feature wouldn't chroma key out the whole map. But that's our setting for this point on. We've got our characters, we've got our setting, and we've got our mission to start out on the next episode. So I will stock up on supplies for our characters, set off the hook to the adventure for episode 1, and I will see you for that adventure. Until then, have a spectacular evening.